let's get started seated today. So make your way to your yoga mat if you're not there already. Find a comfortable seat here. So maybe it's on the floor cross-legged. Maybe you're sitting up on a bolster or some other kind of cushions. Maybe you sit up in a chair or on your couch or wherever you are. Just making yourself comfortable here because we'll be seated for a few minutes. So if you want to close your eyes right away, you sure can. Just starting to tap in to the body, getting situated here, feeling the support beneath you, tracing a line up the spine, lengthening upward through the crown of your head. Just feeling as if you are having proper alignment. So don't worry too much about what it's supposed to be like, but just get this felt sense of alignment and spaciousness through the spine. Hands can be on your knees or your shins or wherever they're comfortable. And begin to notice your breath. And as you breathe, maybe drawing the air down to the lowest parts of your lungs, feeling like you're breathing into the belly, so your belly will be expanding with the inhales and contracting with the exhales. And instead of just thinking about the belly expanding forward, think about like a three-dimensional expansion throughout that area. And if you'd like to set a dedication or intention for your practice today, feel free to bring something to mind now. And if you want to explore a little bit of breath work today, we'll try square breathing. This is a 4-part breath, and all parts will be equal, kind of creating as if we were doing this on a square shape. All parts are equal. So basically, we'll be inhaling and then holding, exhaling, holding, and then starting again. So those are the 4 parts. Let's see if we can do it for a count of 4, but especially with breathing, feel free to go at your own pace and lengthen or shorten as you see fit. I like to have my eyes closed here just so all the focus is inward. Let's begin just taking a normal breath in and out. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, and count at your own pace now. A couple more rounds, maybe 3 more rounds. And just notice any responses or feelings that might arise with each part of the breath. Sometimes certain parts of the breath will kind of make things bubble up to the surface, and just notice. And keep with it if it feels okay. Just about 1 more round, or maybe finishing up the round that you're on. Whenever that time comes for you, let's take 3 rounds of clearing breath, then inhaling through your nose and sighing it out. 2 more just like that. Go right ahead. And then one more thing here as we're seated. We will experiment with chanting Om 3 times. And today's variation of Om is just going to be how it sounds. So we'll just be kind of elongating the sound Om, just like that. Um, we'll take a big breath in and then use the exhales to make that sound. You are welcome to try to like harmonize with me or match my tone or just go at your own vibration there. You're welcome to chant along or just listen, whatever you're feeling comfortable with. So let's just give it a try now together. We'll do it 3 times in a row. So let's take a breath in as we prepare. Taking a few breaths, feeling the reverberations of that syllable Om. And then we'll start to rub the palms of the hands together, creating some friction and heat. When you feel that warmth, go ahead and cup your hands over your eyes and let that comfort and warmth sink in. Keeping your hands in place, go ahead and blink your eyes open behind the palms of your hands. I'll just circle the eyes out a couple times both directions. So just go ahead, circling your eyes a couple times all the way around. And blinking your eyes to come back to neutral. And let your hands fall away from your face. Let's move along here. Let's straighten the legs out. If you're sitting up on something, you might want to come down for now, but it's always up to you. We'll have the legs out wide in a V shape here. We'll just take a twist toward the right. So first, before we're using our hands, let's just see how far we can twist to the right, just using our core strength here. Then when you get there, you can bring your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. See if you can sit up a little taller here. Taking a breath in. With your exhale, look over that right shoulder. Inhale here. And exhale. One more breath, just feeling that kind of hug squeeze of the twist here as you breathe in and back out. So come back to center and switch sides, seeing how far we can just twist with our active muscle engagement here. You can stay in this twist and kind of hold a strengthening type of twist, or bring your right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind you, helping you to sit up nice and tall here with a breath in. And then exhale as you look over that left shoulder. We'll stay in the twist here for 2 more breaths. One more breath. Come back to center. Let's move along to hands and knees next for cat and cow. You can always grab something extra to put under your knees if they feel tender on the floor there. Otherwise, hands will be below the shoulders, knees more or less below the hips. With an inhale, start to lower your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, finding cat pose, rounding up through your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, pressing the floor away. Inhale, cow, belly lowers, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat. Keep going for a couple more rounds. Taking detours or extra movements if they feel like they want to come out. And then we'll start to find some chest circles, or I think people call them different things. I feel like it's almost like you're hula hooping on this other plane. So we're just kind of circling the belly and the chest around to the sides, up and down a couple times. Just imagining you're hula hooping there and switching directions at some point. And then eventually let's meet up in extended child's pose with the knees out wide and the big toes touching, and lowering on down, maybe to your forearms, or walking your hands out toward the top of your mat, and then settling the head and heart down toward the floor. And finding those diaphragmatic breaths again, making sure the belly has lots of space to expand with your inhales. Letting everything soften with your exhales. And your choice today, if you stay right here or join me in a little flow. Both options are just fine. If you're going to join me in a little flow, let's come up to tabletop. Notice your knees here. If they're feeling uncomfortable at all, go ahead and grab some cushioning, maybe a blanket or what have you, to bring underneath your knees and shins. And then we're going to come into more of a traditional child's pose. So our knees will be a little bit closer together. And we're going to reach the hands back down by the heels, possibly forehead touching the floor or a block if that doesn't feel too squished up for you. You could also create a little stack of your blocks so that your head has some kind of home base to come down to. So setting that up here. Hands will be back and down by the ankles, or reaching to grab each other behind the sacrum or behind the back. Your choice. With an inhale, we're going to start to rise up. So the hands will start to reach out wide. We're going to lift the chest and come to stand on the knees, reaching your hands together overhead, ending up in just a little back bend. So whatever feels like a little back bend to you, make sure your glutes are engaged here to protect your low back. And with an exhale, we'll find our way right back down. So the arms are sweeping down, ending up near your ankles or behind your back as you lower your head down to the block or floor. Let's do that a couple more times. We're inhaling to rise up, ending up in a little back bend. Exhale, back down, child's pose. One more just like that. Inhale as we rise. And exhale as we fold. We're going to add on a little bit here. So next time you inhale, rise all the way up. Grab hold of your left wrist with your exhale, side bend toward the right. Inhale, rise back up, switch your grip, grabbing hold of the right wrist. And exhale, side bend to the left. Let's do that one more time both ways. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, switch the grip. And exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise up one more time, little back bend. And exhale, lower the arms. We'll come back to a tabletop position. Let's find a downward dog next. I'm going to move my knee cushioning out of the way for now. So if you have blocks and you like to use them, we can bring those up to the top of the mat. Curling your toes under, start to pick up your knees, and then push into the hands as you lift the tailbone, finding downward dog. First things first, find your breath. Commit to a steady flow of breath. And if you like, maybe bending and straightening opposite knees a couple of times. I think it's kind of nice to linger on both sides when the knee is bent. One more breath in and breath out. With your next inhale, bend your knees and look up toward your hands. And with your exhale, step or walk your feet to the top of your mat. So you end up in a forward fold at the top. We're finding our ragdoll here. So maybe toe heeling your feet out wide. Maybe keeping your feet a little closer together. You'll have at least a slight bend of your knees and letting the upper body hang kind of loose here. Make sure you're still committed to flowing breath. And maybe finding a little bit of movement or swaying. You could also just enjoy stillness. Maybe nodding your head yes and then shaking your head no as you create even more space throughout your neck. Bend a little deeper into the knees, tuck your chin toward your chest, and then walk your hands up your legs as you slowly come up to stand. And eventually at the top, we're just gonna find our little shakeout. So maybe lifting and lowering your heels to start, or swinging the arms or shaking your hands. We're just freestyle, shaking, bouncing, moving, waking up the energy of the body here. Prana, the life force energy, circulation. What else do you feel awakens with some movement and shaking? All right, and adding on to our little shaking moment here, we're gonna just find a comfortable foot position here, maybe about shoulder width distance apart. We're just gonna simply open the arms and cross the arms in front of us. And each time just switch which arm is going on top. And you don't have to go too fast or too slow, just see what ends up feeling good. And for some people, it might feel nice to kind of let your hands kind of gently knock into your shoulders or your sides. Kind of awakening the lungs a bit here as well. And then slowing it down and letting the hands come by the sides. Take a moment here in mountain pose just to feel your energy. Standing here, flipping the palms to face the front of the space. Noticing any shifts. Let's take a clearing breath now. Inhale through your nose. side out. Inhale, hands reach overhead. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. Stay here for a breath in and out. Inhale, unwind, hands reach high. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Staying there. Inhale in your twist. And exhale. Inhale, come right back up to center. Unwind, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bring hands down to the floor. Step one foot back and then the other to a high plank. Knees could be lowered right away or stay lifted. Let's take a big breath in and out. One last breath in. Breath out. Lower your knees. Move those blocks to the side and lower your chest. Let's cue up our 3 rounds of our breathing baby cobra. So we're pressing the feet down so much that our knees start popping up a little bit. The glutes are working, the thighs are on. Sliding your hands down closer to the low rib cage. Hug your shoulder blades in and your elbows in. Maybe your forehead touches the floor, maybe not. With your inhale, start to rise up, lifting your head and chest, baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, rising up to your baby cobra. Exhale, lower. One last time, inhale, rise up to baby cobra. Option to stay lifted here for your exhale. One more breath in, option to lift the hands up off of the floor. And exhale, lower down. Take a little rest here, maybe with your forehead on the floor. Taking a big breath in and out. Inhale, rise up to tabletop, grabbing your blocks if you like to use them, and then waiting for your next exhale to come. Transition to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And breath out. Toe heel your feet together. And then lift your left toes high behind you. 3-legged down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step your left foot forward. So we're shifting forward, hugging that left knee in, and then doing your best to step your left foot forward. You can always give it some help if it doesn't quite make it there on its own. No problem. Let's spin the right heel down a little bit. We're going to find warrior 1 next. Bring a block up with you. So with your inhale, we're rising up to warrior 1. Block can be between the hands overhead if you like. We're going to make sure we are facing the top edge of the mat here. Bending through that left knee. Big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2, arms reach wide. Block can be in either hand. Now your right foot is more or less parallel to the back of your mat. Bending through that left knee. Feel your strength here. Big breath in. And out. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, straighten your left knee. Reverse triangle. Left hand reaches high. Right hand just sliding down the back of the leg. Come on back up with an inhale. Bend into that left knee. And place the left forearm on that left knee. We're finding extended side angle. So that right hand reaches up and overhead. Gazing up if that feels good for your body. One more big breath in and out. All right, here's where our block is going to come in handy. Let's straighten that left leg. We're going to find triangle pose next. And for some people, it might be nice to create a base with one block on the lowest setting and then have the other block on the highest setting. That could be nice. So both legs are going to be straight here. We're going to reach the right hand high, creating this nice triangle shape with the legs. And you can figure out which level here with your blocks or whatever props you do have. If you can reach the floor comfortably, you sure can do that, or have your hand on your shin. Your call. I like the little platform. Let's have one more big breath in and breath out. Bring that right hand down, shifting toward the front of your mat. Let's set up for our half moon. So one block will be on the lowest setting, up there at the top of your mat, kind of at like just right in the middle. And your left hand will be the one with the block. So once you have that set up, let's come back up to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, reach the left hand forward, and we're gonna end up with the left hand on the block. Step that right foot in. See if you can start to lift your right leg to our half moon. Just do what you can here. And maybe hand could be on the couch. Or you could be up against a wall. Take one more breath in. And exhale, step that right foot down. Back up at the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching your palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment. Feel the warmth of your body. Feel the quality of your energy, your prana. Notice any thoughts that might be arising and see if you can come right back to this present moment. Let's take a big breath, clearing breath here, in through the nose. And sigh to release. We're going to go just a little bit quicker through the second side, but just do what you can. With your inhale, lifting hands up and overhead. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. Stay there for one big breath in, maybe looking back toward the right hand. Breath out. Inhale, unwind, reach hands high. Exhale, open arm twist toward the left. Possibly looking back toward the left hand. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, unwind, lifting hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the floor or block. Step one foot back first and then the other. High plank for just one big breath in. And exhale, lower your knees, move your blocks to the side, and lower your chest. Press the tops of your feet down a lot. Inhale, rise up to your baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Two more just like that. We're inhaling as we rise. Exhale, lower. One last time. Inhale and rise. Option to stay lifted here if you want for your exhale. Inhale, maybe hovering the hands up off of the floor. Really a humbling experience. And exhale, lower down. Find crocodile pose. Stacking your fists or your hands underneath your forehead. Letting your heels splay out to the sides. Take a break. Just breathing here and seeing how quickly you can relax. using your breath as a good tool. So just extending your exhales. When the timing is right for you, start to rise back up to tabletop and then back to child's pose. Taking 3 breaths when you arrive in child's pose. With an inhale, rising up to tabletop, grabbing your blocks again if you want to use them for downward dog, and then following your next exhale to your downward dog. 3 breaths, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in and out. Toe heel your feet together. And with an inhale, we'll lift that right foot up, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, take your right foot, step it up to the top of your mat. And again, if it doesn't quite get there, just keep wiggling it up toward the top till you get there. So we're going to spin that left heel down just a little bit and take a block up with you as you rise to warrior 1. So a nice bend in that right leg. We're spinning the pelvis and the body toward that top edge of your mat. Big breath in and out. One last breath in. And exhale to warrior 2. Left foot now is about parallel to the back of the mat. We're looking past the right hand. Deep bend in that right knee. With an inhale, straighten both legs and join hands overhead with the block. Exhale, warrior 2, we're bending back into that right knee, arms go wide. Inhale, flip the palms, straighten the legs, join your hands up top with the block. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, both legs straighten, lifting that right hand high as the left hand just slides down the left leg. Rising back up with your inhale. Let's find extended side angle. So we're bending into the right knee, placing the right elbow or forearm on your right thigh, and then reaching that left hand high. So we're creating this nice open side angle here through the left side of the body. Breathing. One more breath in and out. Find your way to triangle pose, straightening both legs and bringing the right hand to a stack of blocks, the floor, your shin, whatever feels right in triangle pose here. Knowing that we're headed towards half moon pose again, do what you need to do to prepare, maybe bringing a block up at the top of your mat to reach towards, maybe reach towards a couch. Maybe you decide you're gonna do something else instead. So when you're ready, let's pick up that right hand, start aiming for your block or wherever you're headed, and see about lifting that left leg, creating a sense of buoyancy if you can through the joints, like you're reaching in all directions. Just a couple of breaths, seeing what half moon Ardha Chandrasana has for you today. And when you're ready, just setting that left foot down, ending up in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees here, and we're going to end up in a little toe squat. So bending your knees as much as it feels comfortable. Maybe your hands end up on your knees here. Maybe you go a little deeper and the heels come up. See what it's like to puff the chest up here. This is another little balancing pose. Nice little foot stretch as well. We want to puff the chest up if possible. Maybe joining your hands at heart center if you're feeling comfortable in this balancing position. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Come on down to a seat. Let's hug the knees in toward our chest as we find our way down to the back. And as you arrive, taking some free movement, circling the knees, creating that sense of massaging pressure through the low back, sacrum, the glutes a little bit, maybe even the hips. And bringing your feet down to the floor. We'll find a twist next so the arms can come out wide. Let's scoot the pelvis way over toward that left edge of the mat, and then allow your knees to start twisting and lowering toward the right. You can always grab some cushioning for between the knees or underneath your legs or wherever you want. We're keeping that left shoulder blade connected to the floor. Your choice now if you let the head slowly rock from side to side, or if you just pause somewhere along the way. And thinking about switching sides, we'll come back up to the center, scoot your pelvis way over toward that right edge of the mat, and then start lowering your knees, twisting down toward the left, grabbing props if you want for the legs. And again, option to just let your head slowly rock from side to side, or find somewhere comfortable to rest. Two more breaths. And coming back up to center as you're ready. Shifting your pelvis back to the middle of your mat. And we'll find a happy baby. So pulling the knees in, you can hold on to your knees or behind the knees here. Or if it's comfortable for you to reach down and grab hold of the inner or outside edges of your feet, you can do that too. And pulling your knees in toward your armpits. You can just hold here or find a little bit of movement, playing a little bit with it. It's called Happy Baby after all. Just feels kind of like a joyful, playful move. And releasing that when you're ready. Let's find any last movements, poses, or stretches that you're wanting before our final rest. Maybe a long body stretch, maybe some more shaking of the hands or some deep clearing breaths. And decide how you'd like to set up for final rest today. It could be your classic Shavasana with your arms and legs extended, or constructive rest pose with your knees bent and your feet standing up at the edges of your mat. Maybe you find another position. You could put your calves up on a chair or on your couch, or legs up the wall. There's so many variations. So choose your own adventure. You can always experiment a little bit first and then find your way. And when you do find your variation, go ahead and commit to it. Get cozy. Settle on in. If you find it difficult to keep your eyes closed or still, sometimes people say like their eyes kind of like twitch or, cause distraction. I highly recommend looking into bringing an eye pillow or bringing a little towel or washcloth or something to just place over your eyes. Something with just a little bit of pressure can be nice, not too much. And turning your closed eye gaze up to the third eye center. So even with your eyes closed here, we can still kind of direct the eyes up toward, as if you could see through the middle of your forehead. This is called the screen of the mind. Some people report seeing colors or patterns or memories kind of taking form as they gaze into the screen of the mind. Other people report, nothing or darkness. So let's experiment here in noticing what you notice as you watch and gaze into the third eye space. And you're welcome to stick with that drishti or that focal point, or just soften, letting your eyes do what they will without any effort. Relaxing all the muscles of your face, feeling the support of the floor or the props beneath you. Knowing that you are fully supported now. You don't have to hold yourself up. What does it feel like to just surrender into stillness just a little deeper? Surrendering to the moment, the flow of breath, prana, life. beginning the reawakening process in your own time. Slowly deepening your breath, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe opening and closing your jaw, swallowing, yawning. Continuing to move until you feel like rolling on to either side and finding the fetal position. As you arrive there, taking about 2 full rounds of breath on either side. The fetal position is symbolic of reawakening, rebirth. Just enjoying it for another breath. And using the help of your hands, your arms, press your way up to a comfortable seat. Let's close kind of in a similar way as we started today. You can keep your eyes closed if you want as you join your hands in front of your heart. Let's chant Om 3 more times together, either out loud or just listening, or reciting it silently in your mind. Let's take a breath in to prepare. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Let's bring thumbs up to the third eye center, just between, above the eyebrows, and closing together with a little bow forward if it feels right to you. Peace.